Today I'm going to be custom making Swayden's Halloween costume from scratch, and this year he chose to be the Predator. So Swayden came to me with this picture and said he wants his Halloween costume to look exactly like this. So I'm going to show you guys step by step how to do it. First, I took Swayden's measurements and drew this awesome diagram. It's a little sketch. And then I moved everything onto this poster board. And I sketched out the armor that I'm gonna be cutting out, and we're gonna move on to the next step and cut all these out. Stay tuned. Now that I have my stencils cut out, I laid them out on this thick foam. This is super lightweight, so it's gonna give the illusion of heavy duty armor, but it's actually gonna be super lightweight when Swayden is wearing it. So I'm gonna start cutting, so come along. Now that I got all the cutouts done, the foam is setting ready for tomorrow. We're gonna wrap it up for today. Tomorrow I will be trying this on Swayden and doing some last minute snips and adding all the details, so stay tuned. All right, we are back. This is day 2. I am going to be working on the leg armor. I know I mentioned on the last clip that I was gonna be measuring Sway, but I actually want this to be a surprise, so I'm not gonna show him this full costume until it's done and I'm ready to put it on him. So let's get started. So I already have this cut out, as you can see, okay, and this is the knee part. It's gonna fold and this is gonna bend like this, and these little dotted lines mean I am going to fold it. So I'm gonna show you how I do that. I've already created some lines right here. Okay, now that we got this scored and we bent it a little bit, it's still too stiff. So what you're gonna need for this next step is a heat gun, because the heat is gonna actually help mold the foam. So you're gonna need a heat gun and you wanna hit it with the heat gun. I've actually never used this before, so I hope this works. And the way I craft, it's not, there's no step-by-step. I kind of just go with what feels right and what I find. I did cut these a little bit more, so all the scraps are sitting here. You want to keep all your scraps, okay, because you will end up using it for something. I am the queen of keeping everything. All right, we got it nice and laced up, so this is how it's gonna be put on. So it just ties, super simple. And then we're moving on to adding some character to the armor, because this kind of just looks flat. So I got these foam dowels. You can find these anywhere. And what I did is I pre-cut these, and what I'm gonna do is use some hot glue and just start adding some character to the foam. All right, I finished putting the details on the leg armor. So this is gonna be the left leg, and on the reference picture, he has some kind of device, weapon, or whatever you wanna call it. So I got this foam cone, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just add a little more details, and this is why I said save all the scraps, because what I'm gonna be using is just scraps to create the details. And then I found these zip ties that I had, so I'm just gonna start gluing things to it to kind of give it more of a weapon effect. And then I am going to put it on to the side right here. And at the end, all of this is gonna be spray painted, so all the imperfections are gonna be smoothed out, like my nails. My nails are ruined from crafting, but that's just what goes with it. And let's get started on this. All right, as you can see, I use zip ties, and I kind of just made a little design on there. Now I'm just adding the back to round it out a little bit, and I'm using this foam noodle. I got this at Hobby Lobby, I believe. And yeah, so we're just making a prop weapon for this. I'm just adding some glue and putting the little arches and rounding it out. So we're almost done with this, and we're moving on to the next step. Ouch, ouch. See, that's rounding it out a little bit like this. Can't wait to see the finishing touch. All right, this is coming out so awesome. So I went and found some washers and like rubber washers, I guess you could say. All right, so we are on to the forearm armor. I already cut these, as you guys can see. I went ahead and I used my heat gun to shape this one. Now, both of these are gonna be different, okay? I've already started on this one, and what I did is instead of the ties, I added some Velcro, just because we want this one to be a little tighter, since I'm gonna be adding some, some like little weapons. So I used zip ties and a little bit of this foam noodle, and I just added a bunch of little zip ties to this. And what I'm gonna do is create kind of like I don't know, a barrel, or I don't know, just it's gonna look cool, okay? I don't know what it's called, but I'm just going with the flow. These are all the scraps that I've basically been saving. So I'm gonna use the scraps to cover up the Velcro right here, so you don't see it when he's wearing it. So I'm gonna get some gluing, and then I'm gonna start on the next one, and I'll show you guys what they both look like at the end. Onto the left side of the forearm armor. So like I said, both of them are gonna be different. Actually, I wanted to show you this one that I finished. Okay, this is the one that I finished already. So the left one is gonna have his, I guess these are like hooks, fangs, or sharp like blades coming out of it. So I already cut these out with foam. I got a carton of eggs, and what I did is add tape on the inside, and I am going to glue it just like this, and the fangs or blades are gonna stick out of here. And then I may be putting a light underneath it to kind of make it glow like this. So I made some holes on the side, and I'm gonna glue this all together, and I'll show you guys the end results once I'm done with all the details. Okay, I went ahead and I made some holes in the egg carton, and I spray painted it black. I added these little tabs because I just wanted to secure it on it. Since this is cardboard, I don't want it to fall apart. I put some foil on the blades, and made some holes here, so they're gonna go in here. And so now we're using the lights. Like I said, I wanted to add some light, so I put some tape tabs on it, and we're gonna go ahead and glue this on the inside of the carton before we mount it onto the armor. Okay, so we glue that there. We glue this one on this side. And these are optional. I just want it to light up because he's gonna be walking around. Okay, that time that kind of burned. So just like that. And then once we got that part, okay, look at that, that lights up. See? So once it's here, because I made all these holes, so now we are going to mount it onto the arm. Okay, and that's what these little tabs are for. So this is going to go like this, and like this, and I'm going to just mount it onto here, just like that. And it's okay if it's not perfect because we're going to cover that up. So there's that part, and then we're going to do the same on this side, and we're going to mount that. You want to make sure this is hanging out because you're going to tuck that in later, but you want it accessible so you can turn it on and off. So now I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to add some of this and this on there. And I'm gonna place it right here because that's where I want it. Just like that. And let's let this dry a little bit. All right, this is done finally. It's so cool. I'm probably gonna add just a few little washers to this, so just for detail. All right, now we're on to the next. We are going to be making the side thigh armor, the front armor, which is here, and then the back armor for the buttocks. And we are going to be attaching everything to this belt that is going to be the waist belt armor, and it's all going to come together nicely. So I'm going to just add different pieces to add dimension. This I'm going to start scoring. So I finished designing the front and back armor. The legs, this is for the leg. I made it flat back. I just added some cardboard to the back because we want it to be puffy when it's on the leg, so it sticks out like this. And so now I'm adding holes, and I'm basically gonna use this to tie it to the belt. Okay, so I'm gonna just make some holes like this with the hole puncher, and it's gonna easily just tie onto the belt, which is gonna make it easy to put on and off. And after that, I found some fabric. So this is gonna semi go over everything. So if you can imagine it doing something like this, I'll give you guys a demo. And then, okay, we're gonna tie these first. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. I I can't believe I just did that, but it's okay. I'm having fun and I love doing this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is gonna tie. I'm gonna show it to you guys all put together after it is painted, but you guys get the idea. We're moving on to the next part, which is the front armor and the shoulders. We are on to the most exciting part. This is the front armor. I'm actually doing back armor as well. So I already have this stencil traced out so you guys can kind of get an idea of what that's gonna be like. I'm gonna be using this as a shoulder pad to add some, what is it? You know, like definition to the shoulders. So we're gonna have a ripple effect all the way down. And then for the back on this, this is the back. We are going to use the other side of the egg carton, and what we're gonna create is that back bling like this, or that black armor shell that he has, like kind of going in the back like this. And then I will show you guys what's next. He does have a weapon on his shoulder, which is a little pew, pew. So we're gonna work on that next, but first let's get this first armor ready. All right guys, for this part, I went ahead and just got some scrap pieces, and what I did is just trace out some different designs to just put onto the front of the armor vest. And I created a belt, kind of wanted to give it like a leather belt look, and all I did was I got some of the extra scrap foam that I had left and I basically wrapped it in tape. So that's how I created this. Created a little diamond for a you know, like a little buckle, and I'll be spray painting that silver. So now I'm just gonna glue all this stuff together, and then I'm gonna move on and show you how I created the shoulder pad armors. All right, so this is the front of it. This is roughly what it looks like, and I am going to be adding this tube here that's gonna connect to the shoulder. It's gonna be spray painted, so I found this at Hobby Lobby, a pack of these, or you can find these at the 99-cent store or at your local Dollar Tree or something. But we are moving on now to the shoulder straps. So this is the actual shoulder strap right here, or not the shoulder strap, I'm sorry, the shoulder shield. And I'm gonna show you how I got this. It's very easy to make. You're gonna create 3 different half moons, and these were actually just scraps from what I had from all the cuts. So these are just little half moons, and as you can see, it goes from biggest to smallest. So you're just gonna layer that and glue it. You can glue it and that's gonna come together. And then this one's gonna be this shape, and that's gonna come down on the arm a little bit more. And I scored it here just to give it a little more shape. So it's gonna be like this. These are gonna get glued, and these are kind of gonna come down like this, okay? So I'm gonna put this together and we're gonna move on. All right guys, so I am just finishing up the details on the arm and shoulder armor. And this is gonna be the left arm. So I'm just adding some last minute details here, which I just feel like it needed a little something right here. to the next. So this, I just duplicated the same thing on the other side as far as these half moon shapes. For this one, I want to add a little more definition to the top. So I went ahead and got one of these tubings. It's like flat on one side, and then I went and cut some strips like this, a few of them, and I just weaved them in and out, and I measured. And like I said, these long toothpicks, I think these are called cocktail toothpicks because they're really long. They're gonna be your best friend when you are dealing with foam. At least for me it is. Okay, so I am going to just start gluing because I already measured everything. So I'm just gonna make sure that this is not in the way, and I'm gonna glue this, and I will show you guys what it looks like at the end because there's gonna be a lot of gluing involved for this part. All right, I have put this together with some blue tape, painter's tape, and I'm gonna just kind of turn it so you guys can kind of see the gaps here. So we want those gaps because you want this to be adjustable, okay? And you want to be able to make it tighter, make it looser. You got enough room for the arms to come out. And so what we're gonna do is, where you see the blue tape is where we're gonna add Velcro, and the Velcro is gonna allow you to use it in different sizes. That's the beauty of this. So we're gonna start with the shoulder, and the shoulder needs to be super secure because that's what's gonna carry the weight of everything. So we're gonna remove this tape, and I'm gonna go ahead and add all the Velcro straps, and then we're gonna add the shoulders to it and the back armor, which is amazing. I can't wait to get to that. I'm so excited. We are running the clock and racing the clock at the same time. All right, we're on to the back bling and the back armor. I created this wave shape foam, and I basically cut a little piece of it to fold it in, and I secured it with some tape and some glue. So I did the T method or H method, I don't know what you call it. Right here I added some more cardboard just for more stability because I want this to sit flat on the shoulder. And the reason we want that to sit flat is when we glue this onto this, that's what's gonna hold it on here. We want that gap, right? So like a wave. So this is gonna be here. We're gonna glue that. And then this is gonna be the back bling, kind of like, I don't know, grenades or whatever we can call it. We're gonna spray paint all this goodness. And then to top it off, I got this foam. I don't know what you call this. This is for gardening. I got it at the 99-cent store, believe it or not. I also got this little pew pew at the 99-cent store. So what I did is I just smashed this completely into it to create that indentation for stability. I also used my hot glue gun and made a hole right through this plastic and put a zip tie. So we're gonna let it sit here. We're gonna spray paint this and spray paint this. Pew, pew. And we're gonna place it right on the top. And because it is sitting on the cardboard at the bottom, it's gonna sit nice and firmly once we zip tie it. And spray paint, everything's gonna come together really nicely. And you guys are gonna see this is gonna be a masterpiece. And it's gonna be super duper cool. I am gonna be super extra because that's what I am, okay? And I am adding lights to this, green lights, because the predator, when he gets cut, he bleeds green goo. So that's what we're adding to it. So just so you get an idea, once this is secured, this is what it's gonna look like. I do have a ton of gluing to do, and then this is obviously the shoulder part, and that is what it's gonna look like. So I have a lot of painting, spray painting to do, so that's what's gonna be next. That's why I haven't put it all together, but we are definitely going to do that next. All right, we got the back bling. This is gonna be, I don't know, grenades, whatever it is, but I went ahead and added a little bit of an edge to it. And this is all getting ready to go paint, but before we paint, I have to make this look like he's been in battle. So I'm gonna get my heat gun and I'm just gonna I'm gonna drag it across, let it heat up, and create little patterns, marks, battle wounds, that kind of stuff. Just like that. creating battle wounds so that it doesn't look too perfect. So we're gonna do that to the front as well. See that, how that's creating marks? You wanna kind of just drag it along the edges and just make it look rugged and make it look like he's out to get you. All right, like I said, I'm super extra and I just had this idea come to me. So I got these 2 rubber frisbees and I made holes on each side. And I found this loop hole ring or whatever it's called. And so I started lacing this. This is gonna be laced all the way. And this is gonna hang off of his belt like this, right? And because I'm extra, the way I'm just extra, did I mention that I'm just so extra? I just use the wrapping and I'm basically putting it inside, and this is gonna be kind of like hanging off to the side and it's gonna light up and it's just gonna be so freaking cool, dude. Okay, I gotta spray paint it. We'll be back. Okay, let's see how silver this is. There it goes. I keep spraying my feet. Just like that. So this is foam, so when you're spraying it with spray paint, you have to spray it from a distance because it'll eat away at the foam and it'll make it shrivel up. So you kind of got to go from a distance. We are on to the most exciting part, for me at least, is the mask. I did happen to find this on Amazon, which is great. It did have 3 little holes here, but I went ahead and burned that out because it didn't come with the laser lights. But since I'm extra, I don't know if I mentioned that. Did I mention that? I'm extra. I burned a hole and I got myself one of these little laser lights. And I also got this on Amazon. And I burned a hole and I'm basically just gonna stick that in there just like that. Whoa, just like that. And that is how it's gonna look. What do you guys think? Yeah. Now the next step is adding the dreads to this bad boy, and we're gonna custom make those dreads, okay? So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need these foam rolls, or tubing, I should say. I got these at Home Depot. You can find them at Hobby Lobby. I find that Hobby Lobby is a little more expensive. These were about $4. I got some black tape from the Dollar Tree 99-cent store. And basically, oh, you go to Walmart and get some of this yarn. This is the yarn that I have and the size that I got. And what you're gonna do is cut different sizes, different lengths for the dreads, and you're just gonna either wrap the tape around this, which looks pretty cool, and it's kind of it's still flexible because it's lightweight. And then these also are different. So I might be adding both. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna see what I have time for, and I will show you this once it's done. All right, I'm gonna show you the way I roll these little foam dreadlocks. And for me, I feel like this is the easiest way. So I'm gonna do this sitting down. You're gonna grab it, you're gonna pull the tape like this. And at the end of it, you're gonna leave a little slack, just like that. And you're gonna twist it and kind of make it a little point. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that, how it's a little point like this, right? And then you're gonna start rolling it. That's it. You're gonna roll it a few times. Oops, don't know why that happened. Again, okay, so then you wanna get it flat. And then all you're gonna do is you're gonna keep twisting and twisting and twisting and twisting. And you're gonna work your way down at an angle. Once you go at an angle, this will just easily roll. So I'm gonna keep going. I know it looks crazy, but it's not as hard as you think. And you just twist from both sides until you basically get to the end. And at the end, you're gonna do the same thing, and you're gonna get it at an angle, and you're gonna seal the deal. Seal the deal, just like that. Once you get towards the end, you're gonna wrap it a few times for stability. So you go once, twice, and you see how it's starting to get a little point, like this. And you make it even tighter, just like that. And then you cut this at an angle, and that is it. And on some of his dreads, he has dreadlocks. He has gold accent like rings. So as soon as I find the beginning of this, I'm gonna add a few to them just to give it a little more style. Okay, so this is the final look for the mask, the dreadlocks. The dreadlocks did take me some time. It was very challenging, but I managed to get it done. Like I mentioned before, I got this small, I bet it's half an inch, I wanna say. Maybe, half an inch gold tape, and I just did some gold accents on the dreadlocks, as you can see. And I mixed it up with the tape dreadlocks and the yarn dreadlocks, so just to give it a little more of a puffiness. I did have a hard time gluing it, so I didn't have the correct glue to glue it to the actual mask. But I managed to, you know, get it done and work around it and work through the challenges. I did spray paint a little bit here. I had to add a little bit of an arch here just because I had to put the dreadlocks and the tape in the front, so I didn't want it to be visible. But this is the final look. Now for these dreadlocks, you see how some of them are kind of standing straight and some of them are curved. So what I realized is we can fix that by just adding some heat and basically shaping the dreadlock just like that. You can do that with the yarn dreadlock as well, because there's foam underneath, and the foam with heat, it softens and it flexes to the position that you put it in. So that's what I'm doing here, and already it's taken a shape. You don't want to put it too close though, because it will burn you. My hands are pretty raw from this whole project, but you know, it's trial and error. It's my first time. I'm very happy with how it turned out for my first time ever doing something so challenging. Leave in the comments what you guys think, how you guys think I did for this project, for this costume, the Predator costume. And I believe might be a new movie coming out or something like that, I don't know. So this is the look. We're gonna move on to showing you guys all the pieces that I put together. I worked really hard last night putting all the pieces together that I mentioned. Some of them were put apart because I had to spray paint everything, so I went ahead and spray painted it and then just glued all the pieces together. I only used a glue gun, some yarn, and good old tape for most of this project. All right, now on to creating the shoes. This is gonna be super easy. All you need is glue, some foam, and you're gonna cut the foam into little claws like this. And what I did is sacrifice Swayden's Crocs. And so what I'm doing is using this one sheet. All you need is one sheet of felt in brown, and you're just gonna start gluing along the lines of this shoe like this, and you just glue it just to look like that. So I created this textured look by just cutting out a piece of this dinosaur claw. Originally I was gonna put this on top and just kind of cut it out, but I just felt like that was too bulky. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make the other shoe, and this is what it's gonna look like. All right, the vest armor is complete, but not complete until we add some light. So let me give you a rundown of what I've done so far. Obviously, this is everything we talked about that we were gonna do. I went ahead and you know, glued everything. I did put this toy like accordion thing through it, and I actually just used the actual toy to make the holes. We went ahead and added the so this is the side, and then the back armor. This is the back armor. Okay, so that's what it looks like 360. So we're gonna open this bad boy up, and I'm gonna show you how I added the lights. And these lights I got on Amazon. I'm kind of disappointed that they're not as bright as I thought or I expected them to be, but it is what it is. Okay, so I went ahead and I already taped where I wanted it to go. For the tubing is gonna stick out. So all you gotta do is cut a few little slices like that, and you're just gonna glue around it. You're gonna just put some glue right around it. Sorry, my hands are shaking. I had too much coffee. So you're just gonna glue around it, and you kind of pull it out, and you push back, and that is going to flatten it. I'm gonna use these sticks because my hands are done with this hot glue. They're fried hands, just like that. And you want to flatten it. It's not gonna look pretty, obviously, but you guys understand what I'm doing, right? See that? And so what I did is I made sure that I ran the light through the tubing, so hopefully when it's dark enough, you can actually see the light through the tube. I'm hoping, but like I said, this light wasn't as bright. It's not an LED light, so it's pretty weak. But it is what it is, okay? We're going with the vibe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tape the wire. Sorry, not tape, glue the wire. Remove the tape and then start following, you know, the guideline of how I started this. So I'm gonna just go like this. And for this, I'm actually gonna go low heat because I want the glue to dry faster. If it's too hot, then it takes too long to dry. And we ain't got time for that. Okay, there's that. And you push it down into the foam because the heat of the glue is actually gonna melt into the foam, and we want that. We want this not to move. Okay, so we're gonna just follow it throughout the whole vest, and I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end. We are on to the final touches of this Predator costume. I just went to my local Walmart and I got a bunch of bones. I got this frog and I just broke it apart into pieces. I also got this little dinosaur skeleton, broke it in pieces. This was also broken up in pieces, and I just got a little stick and I added the skeleton and this, you know, spinal bone and just some fabric that we had from, you know, the other fabric that we used for the belt. And then I just put it on a string, not string, but you know, this lace that I've been using for this whole project. I also had these beads laying around, so I put some beads on there just to kind of make it look a little nicer. And that will be going around the Predator's chest, and it is his bone collection of all of his victims. Ha! All right, now for the base of this whole costume, that's the only thing that I did not custom make. I ordered this on Amazon, and it just so happens to be the exact print of the Predator. What I'm gonna add to this is some fishnet, and I am literally racing the clock right now. I have to get Swayden into his costume and out there trick-or-treating. So let's put this all together and get the final look of the Predator. I'm so excited! All right, I present to you the Predator. Here is the final look for this costume that I created.
Yeah.
Swayden, how do you like your costume?
I love it. It's so good, and I love the little like spikes and the blades and the lights, all that.
Yeah.
I have a skull too.
Yeah.
With all this gear, I have a little pew pew.
Little pew pew, yep.
And then some dreadlocks.
Some dreadlocks, yep.
And then necklaces.
Your necklace, yeah. Why don't we do
Like all this.
the armor?
Cool.
Yep. Why don't you do?
She transferred my crops into the feet.
That's right. Why don't we do a little spin around and show the back of this and turn around? Let's see. Yeah, look at that back armor. We did a little bit on the back here. We did some, used an egg carton here, the back of the pew pew. The dreadlocks look really awesome. All of this is made out of foam, and then these are easy access to put on and off. Turn around again. All right, let's showcase the costume. The laser light on the face is only visible at night, really, so we will show you guys what that looks like at night.
Yeah. If you guys like what you're seeing, make sure you subscribe and smash that like button. Yeah!
I hope you guys enjoyed my DIY version of the Predator costume.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and
keep it classic!
Happy Halloween!
Trick or treat! Go get some candy, bro.
Go.